Hey Facebook, happy Tuesday. I don't know why I have to sing every time, I apologize, but hello, happy Tuesday. Welcome to today's live session. I kind of want to follow up from what we talked about yesterday. So if you didn't catch yesterday's live session, I went live and I revealed the number one strategy that is being overlooked when you're looking to grow your audience and community online. And that is actually doing the thing that you set out to do, because it's so easy to get distracted by all these other things that we think we need to be doing, isn't it? It's so easy to do all the learning and do all the watching, reading and looking at other people without actually doing the thing. So I'm just going to share this video into my Facebook groups. And whilst you're coming on live, I would love for you to say hello and tell me where you're watching from. Let me know how your week is going so far. It is also national. It might not be national. It might be just generally. It's Bosses Day today. So as you are a boss, happy Bosses Day. I hope you are treating yourself with kindness. And I am going to get started in just a second. I'm going to wait and see who is coming on. But yeah, so today I'm going to be telling you or sharing with you the number one tool that I use to promote my value and my offers online without a massive email list, without thousands of subscribers, without a massive ad budget, and without that swipe up thing on Instagram, right? Because I don't have the swipe up. I don't have 10,000 followers. So I'm going to be sharing with you how it is I do this without having that. Because I think this is one of the things I hear from clients and women I speak to so often. It's like we have this arbitrary number in our head that we feel that we need to achieve. And that's kind of been set out by, for example, social media, because we're told, like, if you have 10,000 followers, you get the swipe up feature, or, you get to a certain level and you get the verified feature, and all these things are kind of promoted. So we are kind of falling into that trap of thinking, okay, well, then I need to have this amount of people on my email list or this amount of people on my social media platforms. So I want to share with you this tool, and basically it doesn't have anything to do with what you're not doing. And I want to point that out because it often feels like there is something missing, doesn't it? It often feels like there's something missing. You often feel like there's something wrong with you or your business or whatever it is you're doing. But what I want to tell you is there isn't. The online space is busy. There are 500,000 new businesses starting online every single month, which is a huge amount, right? It's a huge amount of people, a huge amount of traffic, a huge amount of people doing things. And of course, we still have that same statistic that only 20% of those businesses will last beyond 18 months. So whilst there are lots of people building online businesses, I actually think we are in a really great position because we get to learn from people who have gone before us. We get to learn those tools and those strategies. But one of the things that I see is that, again, we fall into this feeling that there's something missing, that we need to be doing something else. And I want you to know that that's not true. What I want you to know is that you already have everything you need, but maybe you're not a business coach or a business strategist. Like if you're a health and fitness coach, or if you're a bookkeeper or a copywriter, those are the things that you love to do. So you only know what you know, right? You only know what you know. And so if you don't know how to do these things, we go out and we look for those answers, right? Which is probably why you're watching this video, because you want to know, okay, well, what do I do? And so what I discovered was that I was spending so much time with, like, my focus was not on one thing, but it was on like 20 different things. And in that first year of business, like when you go from like 0 to 12 months, that first year of business, you are going to be doing a shit ton of stuff. You're going to be doing lots of things because you don't know what you're doing. You're learning everything. And so you're going to be doing all of these things as your business starts to build. But after that, we have to become, as creators, we have to become a little bit more savvy, with how we spend our time. And this is the thing. The number one struggle that I hear from women is that they don't have time, right? I don't have time to build a business. I don't have time to do this task or that task. I don't have time to work on the next project. I don't have time to start a podcast, a YouTube channel, blog, whatever it might be that you want to do, but you say you don't have time for. But what I want you to consider is how much time you spend distracted from what it is you're planning to do. So one of the things that I recommend for my clients, because we work in, although I look at the big picture of 365 days, like a 12-month big picture, I then break each of those down into the quarters, so into 90-day sections. And the reason being is because entrepreneurship or solopreneurship, it is a long game, right? It is a long game. We have to be patient as we're growing. And if we can't practice the patience, we're never going to get there. So to be patient, we need to break it down into like these little sections where we focus on a certain thing. And so what I like to do with my clients, and this works really, really well, is having a specific marketing goal for a 90-day period. So using the 90 days is much more effective than trying to do 30 days, because 30 days in business is really not very long, and you have lots of different things that you're going to do probably in a 30-day period, and it goes by very quickly. 30 days is just not enough time to measure any level of growth. So 90 days works really well because you can evaluate at the end of each 30-day block. You can actually evaluate what has worked, what didn't work, where did you struggle, what did you love, what did you not love. You know, when you, for example, let's take Instagram. If you were to focus a 90-day plan on growing Instagram and you had a plan in place, then you would be able to evaluate at the end of those first 30 days, okay, which posts were liked the most, which ones had the most engagement, which ones had the most comments, you know, which ones didn't, and you can focus on looking at the analytics, because as a business owner in the beginning, you will be doing this yourself if you don't have a social media manager, right? That's what social media managers tend to do. They will look at the analytics, they will actually review the content, and they will come back to you and say like, hey, this content is going really well, I want you to do more of this, or this didn't go very well, and things like that. So it's important that if you're wearing that social media manager hat, that you understand that looking at the analytics is really important. So the tool that I use to promote my value and my offers online is actually having a marketing plan, a 90-day marketing plan. And this kind of falls into this marketing plan. It fits into my profit and freedom plan, which is something that I teach inside the Wonder Woman Business Lounge. And we do it every single quarter together as a group, as a community. We come on together onto Zoom and we actually sit and plan this out together. So the marketing is really about, okay, you're on these different platforms, you're sending emails, maybe you're blogging, you're on Facebook and you're on Instagram, but what do you really want to grow this quarter? Maybe you want to focus on growing your email list. And if that's the case, it doesn't mean that the others will be completely neglected. But what it does mean is that you will spend your time over that quarter focused on building your email list. Because so many people start to focus on building that one thing and then get really distracted by other shiny objects. Like, oh, I should be on Pinterest. Oh, I should be doing this. So if your goal is to build your email list or to build your Instagram or Facebook or whatever it might be, then the goal must be that. And the only way to really focus on that is to give it priority and to actually create a plan behind it. So a marketing and vision plan, which is going to be how you're going to show up, where are you going to show up, what are you going to test, right? It really needs to be about what you're going to test in your business. What kind of things are you going to see that work? Because it's really easy to internalize if something changes. So just recently for me, I've noticed that my email marketing needs to change and adjust, because less and less people are reading emails, right? So recently, or in the last couple of years, we heard that blogging is dead, but that just isn't true. There are plenty of people blogging and making a lot of money out of blogs. And now there is kind of rumors that email marketing is dead. But again, it's just not true. Having an email list is really, really important because you own that list technically, right? You don't own Facebook, you don't own Instagram, but your email list is something you own. And so being able to show up for those people, but you need to test things out and say to yourself, okay, well, if this isn't working, then what can I do differently? What can I catch their attention with? Because the reality is you need people to open that email. You need people to click on that post or watch that video. And so you need to think about ways in which you can attract people to actually do those things. So it's really about creating that marketing and that visibility plan behind your business for a 90-day period, so that you actually go into that 90 days knowing exactly where your attention needs to be and then actually doing the thing that you set out to do. And one of the reasons that this can fall apart so quickly and unravel is because other people do a really great job of marketing and playing on your pain points. So if you are a business owner who is struggling with audience growth, then if you see an advert on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you hang out, and it's like grow your social media or grow your Pinterest or whatever it is in like 90 days or in 30 days, then you're going to get distracted by that, because it's all about playing on your pain points. You want your audience to grow. You want these things to happen. And what I encourage my clients to do is actually, okay, come back to what the priority is. If the priority is email list, then Pinterest and Instagram has to wait. If the priority is Instagram, then other things need to wait. It doesn't mean that you don't do them, but until you've got to the point where that specific task is automated, right? It's all about auditing, organizing and automating. Until that task is actually automated, until it happens without you having to try so hard and work so many hours to make it a success, then you don't need to be focused on anything else, right? You can't focus on like 10 different things and give them all 100%. What then happens is you're giving them all a very small percentage of your energy and time, and everything is kind of half done. It's half finished. And sometimes they're just not finished at all. So instead of doing that, focusing on one core area of your marketing for that 90 days, especially as you are growing your business, is really critical, because you can test things out. And if the end of that 90 days, you've got to the point where it's like, this is working, this doesn't work, and this is automated, then I highly suggest that you can then start to look at the next thing, the next platform, the next area. But if you get to the end of the 90 days and it's still a struggle, then you can carry on, right? It's not, we get so consumed with this, like, I have to do it in this amount of time, and if it doesn't work, then that's the end of it. But it's just not the case. We have a long journey ahead of us as solopreneurs. We have a long time to really learn and nurture and how to do these things. And so I want you to, if you take away one thing from this video, I want you to know that there's nothing missing from your business, but what you can do is you actually plan out your marketing and visibility so that you can show up online with intention, really important, showing up with intention and actually knowing what you're going to be saying, doing, talking about every single day or every single week over the coming 90 days. Because when you don't know what you're saying, when you don't know what it is that you're trying to do or intending to do with that audience, that's when we start to just throw stuff up and it feels really half-assed. And that's how your audience will take it, right? When it looks half-assed, they will consume it in that manner and they'll be like, I don't know what I'm doing with this. It seems pointless. So that is the tool that I use to promote my values and offers. I create a marketing and visibility plan. Inside of my profit and freedom plan, I create that for every 90 days. I know where I'm showing up, what it is I'm talking about, and what those topics are going to be each week. And by doing that, it gives me something to kind of focus on. I'm like, right, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about 10 other things. This is what I'm talking about this week. And it gives me that focus so I can get more done in the time I have available. I can get the right things done in the time I have available, rather than sitting there, well, what am I going to say today, right? What am I going to do today? I don't want you to be doing that, because that's really ineffective. So I'd love for you to tell me, like, do you plan out your marketing? Do you plan out what you're going to talk about and say in advance? Or do you kind of fly by the seat of your pants? And if you do fly by the seat of pants, is that working for you? So I'd love for you to let me know in the comments. Now, I wanted to invite you because I'm hosting a free web class on October 30th. It's in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks today actually. And I'm hosting a free web class, and it's all about how you can figure out exactly what your business needs next to exponentially grow without thousands of subscribers or a Facebook ad budget. Because I think too many women, or I feel that too many women are getting caught out feeling like I have to throw up some Facebook ads, when they just don't really know what they're doing with Facebook ads, and that's not their fault because Facebook advertising is confusing. That's why people get paid big money to do it for it as a job, as a career. But if you don't understand Facebook ads, or you're throwing money into something that you don't really know what you're doing, then it can feel really frustrating and confusing. So I'm going to be sharing with you how to figure out what your business needs next and how to exponentially grow without thousands of subscribers and without a Facebook ad budget. And that's all happening on October 30th, just 2 weeks time. So I would love for you to join me. I will be the one in the yoga pants with coffee, probably lukewarm coffee, in hand. And I will pop the link in the comments and in the description of this video so you can join me on October 30th. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to be live with you again tomorrow, and I will see you all very, very soon.